Hi and welcome to the WhatTabletPC.com review of the Tabtech M009S 2GB tablet available from Amazon. What I'm going to do today is give you a quick overview of what the tablet's all about. If I boot it up now, because it takes about a minute to boot up so that you can use it. So Android 2.2 is the operating system that's present on it. I'll show you that once that gets going. In the meantime, just looking at the tablet PC, it's a fairly plasticky build, although relatively solid. But you wouldn't expect much more really from a 75–80 pound tablet, which is what this is. You've got a resistive screen on the front here, which means it's not as responsive as a capacitive screen, but it still does a reasonable job. Also included are a number of ports. You've got the connector port here, which gives you a lead that attaches to a USB port for a desktop PC or laptop. You've also got a headphone socket here, power adapter port, and a micro SD port, which helps to supplement the kind of rather meager onboard storage that comes with the tablet, with a micro SD card when you buy one of those, and it makes it more space for apps and games and for music videos, etc. A couple of speakers here also give you a bit more an option for sound, although it is quite tinny, the sound that comes with it. So this is what the tablet looks like in portrait mode once it's loaded up. I'm just going to swing it around to landscape mode. Just takes a few seconds to kind of reorientate itself. Gets there eventually, and that's kind of symptomatic with this tablet because it's quite a weak processor, so it sometimes can take a little bit of just a slight lag before it kind of gets to the action you want. If I just nip onto here, we're just going to have a look at the apps that come with the tablet. There's things like the Amazon Kindle app for ebooks. You've got Angry Birds included as a game. I've downloaded the BBC new app directly from the Android market, which I'll show you in just a second. We've got browser apps, documents to go for Excel, Word, etc. Apps for listening to music, playing back video, all that sort of stuff, taking pictures. There is a camera actually included on the tablet. It's a very basic camera, but it does take pictures of what's in front of the tablet screen if you want to do that. There is a Skype app included here, but Skype video chat doesn't work on this. There's a few other browsers included, and the YouTube app, which I'll show you now. There's also an email app. You might have noticed Gmail there. Let me just quickly jump you onto YouTube. As you can see, it's a resistive screen. Sometimes you have to give it a good prod or a firm touch to actually get it to respond to your touch. But if I just jump onto a random video here, the YouTube app works pretty smoothly. Playback is pretty good in it. You'll see that it's not laggy or not jumpy. It just plays things back. Obviously there's a limit with this processor, it can't deal with more HD video, but it quite happily deals with standard YouTube videos, and that plays back quite happily. Although the screen isn't the brightest, and so sometimes it's a little bit harder to see what's going on the screen. So if we come out of that, also I'll click on to Angry Birds, so you can see what the game experience is like. Again, this takes a little bit longer to kind of boot up. This is because the processor is a slightly weaker processor than more expensive tablets. But it works and it does the job once it actually gets there. It doesn't take too long to load up. So if we see what that's like when that comes up. Literally a few seconds. So let's just jump ahead. So this is Angry Birds, as you would expect. So it responds to touch reasonably well. Sometimes it can be a little bit buggy. You tap something and it takes a bit of a while to either register that or register it too quickly and messes up your move. But it works fine. Oops. Oh, right. I've cleared the level, so that's all done. So you get an idea there of what that's capable of. Let's just back out of this. Using the hardware button here as a kind of backup button to get you back to the home screen. Also, you've got a browser here, and I'll quickly show you what that is capable of. If I navigate to the BBC homepage, you'll see what I'm talking about. Again, you have to be quite deliberate with your keying in on the on-screen keyboard. But once it gets going, it's pretty quick. BBC website here, loading reasonably fast over Wi-Fi. The tablet is only Wi-Fi compatible, there's no 3G option. But you can kind of navigate around here. I'm just going to squeeze that in a little bit further so it's a bit easier to navigate. Sometimes it's a bit fiddly because it's a resistive screen to kind of hit links. You can sometimes accidentally hit links when you're just navigating around, but generally it works fine, as you can see. Just have to be a bit more deliberate with your prods and touches than if it was a capacitive screen. So let's back out of that. And quickly have a look on the Android market. This comes directly loaded on the tablet. From here you can download new apps, buy new apps to work on this tablet. And these work fine. I've downloaded a couple of apps, all seem to work quite smoothly. Now this is taking just a little bit longer than it usually takes to load up. Usually it's fairly instantaneous, so I'm not too sure what the issue is there. Let's just try that again. There you go. So fairly straightforward to navigate inside this and buy new apps. You have to set yourself up with an account and all this sort of stuff. Tablet also deals with email, although I'd say it's much easier to view email than actually try and write them, just because of those limitations around the resistive screen. It makes it quite hard to type quickly. There's a few icons here that aren't relevant to the tablet because this is a Android 2.2 tablet, which means it's essentially a smartphone operating system, and so where you've got telephony icons, they don't work on this tablet. But they don't get in the way, they just sit there without causing any problems. Apart from that, the tablet works fine. It's as you would expect for a £75–80 tablet. It's not perfect. It's a bit less responsive than other tablets. It's a bit more plasticky. The screen isn't as responsive and easy to operate as a capacitive screen, but it does work, and for that sort of price is about as good as you can get, really. So that's it for the Tabtech M009S tablet PC review. This is whattabletpc.com. If you want more details on that tablet or other tablets that are available, please drop by and we'll see you there.